Hello everyone, and welcome to Scary Story. Tonight we're venturing into a place where whispers of the past cling to the walls like surgical tape. A place where the silence is more deafening than any scream. We're talking about the old St. Jude's Sanatorium, an abandoned hospital that has been left to rot for over 50 years. Picture this, a sprawling, Gothic-style building perched on a lonely hill. Its windows like vacant eyes staring out over the fog-choked valley below. St. Jude's was once a beacon of hope for those suffering from tuberculosis, but its history is stained with rumors of malpractice, unethical experiments, and a sudden, unexplained closure in the late 1960s. The official story was a lack of funding, but locals whisper of something far more sinister. They say a brilliant but obsessive doctor, Elias Thorne, ran the facility with an iron fist. He was convinced he could find a miracle cure, but his methods grew increasingly unorthodox. Patients began to vanish from their beds, not discharged, not deceased, just gone. The staff, sworn to secrecy or too terrified to speak, said Dr. Thorne was working on a secret project in the hospital's sealed-off West Wing. After St. Jude's was abandoned, it became a legend. Daredevils and ghost hunters would sneak in, hoping for a thrill, but many came out with stories that would make your blood run cold. They spoke of disembodied coughs echoing through the long, dark corridors, the faint smell of antiseptic that inexplicably hangs in the air, and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. One of the most persistent legends is that of the Lady in White. She's said to be the ghost of a young nurse named Eleanor, who reportedly uncovered Dr. Thorne's horrifying experiments and tried to expose him. Before she could, she disappeared. Now, her spectral figure is seen gliding through the maternity ward, her face etched with a look of profound sorrow, forever searching for the patients she couldn't save. A group of urban explorers decided to test this legend a few years back. Armed with cameras and EVP recorders, they ventured into the hospital's decaying heart. Their footage is now infamous online. At first, it's just what you'd expect. Dust, debris, peeling paint. But as they ascend to the upper floors, things take a turn. They hear a child's laughter from an empty pediatric ward. The temperature drops dramatically. On their audio recorders, they capture a faint, raspy voice whispering, "Get out." The climax of their exploration comes when they try to force open the doors to the forbidden West Wing. A loud, agonized shriek erupts from within, followed by the sound of metal scraping against concrete. They fled in terror, and their shaky camera footage captures a fleeting, pale figure standing at the end of the hallway as they run. What really happened to Dr. Thorne? What secrets did he lock away in the West Wing? And are the souls of his victims still trapped within the walls of St. Jude's, forever replaying their final moments? The story goes that Thorne never left. Some believe he sealed himself inside his own laboratory, a mad king in a crumbling castle of his own making, and that his malevolent spirit still presides over the decaying hospital. Locals warn against ever going near St. Jude's after dark. They say the hospital itself is alive, breathing in the darkness and waiting for new visitors. The sounds you hear aren't just the wind whistling through broken panes of glass. They are the residual echoes of pain and suffering. The shadows that dance in the corners of your eyes aren't just tricks of the light. They are the tormented spirits of those who never checked out. Think about the sheer number of emotions that a place like a hospital absorbs. Fear, hope, pain, relief, grief. It all soaks into the very foundation. At St. Jude's, it seems the balance tipped overwhelmingly towards despair. The negative energy became so concentrated that it left a permanent stain, a psychic scar that can still be felt by anyone brave or foolish enough to cross its threshold. There's another tale, one that's rarely told. It's about a little boy named Thomas, who was a patient in the final years of the hospital's operation. He was known for carrying a small red ball with him everywhere. He vanished one day, just like the others. Years later, explorers found a child's room that was eerily preserved. In the center of the floor, covered in a thick layer of dust, was a single, small, red ball. As they filmed, the ball slowly, impossibly rolled towards them. These aren't just campfire stories. They are pieces of a puzzle that no one has ever been able to solve. Every account, every piece of evidence only deepens the mystery of the abandoned hospital. Was it a place of healing that fell on hard times? Or was it a house of horrors from the very beginning, hiding behind a respectable facade? The truth, perhaps, lies buried deep within the sanatorium's sealed-off wing, guarded by the ghosts of its past. But who would be willing to risk their sanity, or even their life to uncover it? The doors of St. Jude's remain closed, but the stories continue to escape, floating out on the night air like phantom whispers. They serve as a chilling reminder that some places are better left abandoned, and some secrets are better left buried. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the darkness. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another terrifying tale from our channel. Stay safe, and whatever you do, stay out of abandoned hospitals.